Hi, we are going to be creating budget in Zoho Books. So the first step is to click on Accountant. Then from the drop down, you click on Budget. So we are in Budget. You can see budget is very important in the business so that you can keep you on track. You know if you are crossing the line or not, and you know if you are overspending or underspending or not meeting a target. So now, the first thing you need to do, as you can see, is to create budget. So the name of this budget can be 2025 income statement. Use income statement 2025 income statement. Okay. Then the fiscal year is going to be January 2025 to December 2025. Then the budget should be monthly, it can be quarterly, it can be half yearly, and it can also be yearly. So let me go for monthly for now. Then if you have locations, for now we only have head office. Now from the drop down here, you can decide to add the income account that I want to work with general income. I want to work with late fee income. Let's say sales, and let's see if we have. Um, okay, this is okay. I'm going to update that. Then for the expense account, so this is just a small. I will use cost of goods sold and direct labor, then probably advertising, automobile, bank fees, not the position for now. So this is janitory, meals and entertainment. Then I'll update. Now this is profit and loss income statement. But if you want it to have fixed asset, you can include fixed asset, liability, and equity in the budget. So in that case, it's not going to be income statement. So you're just going to name it 2025 year budget or monthly budget. Okay. Now let's go ahead and create the budget. Now the budget is created successfully, as you can see the indicator there. Now remember we selected monthly. So this is January, February, March up to December when you click here. Okay. So now you can see based on the information we selected, we only have few informations here, whereas we have general income, late fee income, and sales. We also have expense, which is direct, which is cost of goods and direct labor. They will now have operational expenses, which are advertising, janitory, automobile, meals, and entertainment. So these are what we want to work with. Okay. Now you have an option to add or remove account. Let's say you selected an account that you're not supposed to select. You can come here and adjust that settings to remove the account. And you can also add in case you forget to add some of the account. Now this is income and expense account. Now you can see from here there is asset, liability, and equity. So I can just name this 2025 2025 year annual budget, monthly budget. I think this is fine because we have option for income and expense. I also have option for asset, liability, and equity. So for now, we just want to make it as simple as possible. We're going to go with income and expense. So for January 2025, if you want to do an autofill, now we don't have, if we have an information, so let's click on this. If you have information for the previous year, you can also come in handy, but this we're just starting this afresh. So autofill for general income. So if you want to autofill by applying fixed amounts for each period, you can do that. You can do adjustment amount and can do adjustment percentage. Let's start with the first option, which is apply fixed amount. So you can say, okay, for my general income, which is not possible, which is not probable, it's not feasible. You can have more than, it might not be fixed. So let's say 100,000, right? So you can see from January down to December, it's going to be 100,000 all through. Let's try and see. Let's apply that. You can see for the general income, it's 100,000 all through. And you can decide that I don't want to use that option. Let me go ahead and make use of adjustment amount. Now this is 100,000 I want to add adjustment amount to first period amount or to each period's existing amount. Then if I choose first period amount, so let's say first period amount should be adjusted by 10,000, right? Now you can see we have 10,000 for January, first period amount 10,000. Now we have 100,000 on 10, we have 210, we have 310. So if I click on apply, you're going to have these options like this. Okay, you can also select that same option and say, okay, you want to do by let's see, not the first period amount, each period existing amount. So you see, instead of 10,000, now we are adding 110, 210, 310, 410. Once I apply, you see the adjustment has already taken effect. You can also click on this drop down and decide to follow by adjustment a percentage. So amount in percentage. So let's say 100%. Each period existing amount or first period amount, just like we said. Let's use first period amount also. You see we have 10,000, 20,000, 40,000, 80,000, 100%. 100% of 20,000 is 40,000. 100% of 40,000 is like times 2, 80,000. But if you say you want to make use of each period existing amount, so in this case, we're going to be having 220,000, 420,000. So for this is January, the figure that is in January is 110. So 110 times plus 110 give you 220. The figure that is in February is 210. 210 times 2, which is 100%, will give you 420 if you go in that. So we can also apply this method. Then I think we've exhausted all the options that we have in this autofill of general income. Now you can still also put this value independently. I can decide, okay, this is 450,000. This should be 130,000. Okay, this is how I want it, and this can also stand. You can also input them manually, right? You can input them manually. The cost of goods sold also, you can also use the autofill or input manually. So now total for profit at the end of the day. So let's just save and close. So once you save, the budget has been updated successfully. Now from here you can actually print this. You can actually edit the budget if you feel like there is a mistake. And we'll look at the information. This is for head office. It's a monthly period and January to December. You can also print this budget from here. Then you can also click on this to give you a drop down to clone. Cloning is you can export this to Excel so that you can make some analysis on Excel. So you can also decide to export this budget to Excel so that you can make your analysis from there. If you think that is the best option you want to use, then you can also clone. Cloning is you are making a copy, and you can also delete that. So this is how you can do. So let's view actual and budget. But for now, we've not done anything. We've not recorded any transaction. So actual is going to be 0, but budget is going to have a figure. So let's go scroll down to scroll up. This is general income 220. So 0, that is minus 100%. This is the budget over budget. So we've not done any actual. So after we've done any actual, you're going to see the differences from that. So this is how you create budget in Zoho books, and also generate a report to see the actual versus the and you can also click on run report. The date, you can decide to limit the date to just January to February or any period that you then fit, or you can also go to more filters and run the report based on accrual or cash basis. So but majorly I think cash basis is the major option that is available for that is good, that is in practice. Okay, so this is how you create budget and also generate report to see your actual versus budget in Zoho books.